Watch me come alive. Burn so bad that you'll go blind. You seem so bad that I'm still alive. I'm done holding back. This is the final attack. And now it all comes to black.
Hello? Is anyone there? What's this white void? I'm just kidding. Hey there, Mr. Author here, watching another death battle. It's Optimus Prime versus Gundam. The first Autobot leader and the first Gundam. Duking it out. Oh, I can't wait. I don't really have a strong opinion on either one, because I don't know that much, so
Check out 23andMe,
leave it up to
DNA testing service
fate, I
to
guess.
offer insight into your ancestry, health, wellness, and traits. The 23andMe Health and Ancestry Service includes reports on how your DNA can influence your weight, sleep quality, sense of taste, and more. It's super easy to do. You just spit into the tube and mail it back to their lab to be analyzed. I learned a lot about my family tree, and I'm probably a little lactose intolerant. Order your 23andMe Health
Sorry to
and
hear that,
Ancestry Service
Boomstick.
Kit at 23andme.com/deathbattle. That's the number 23andme.com/deathbattle.
it'll probably be too late by the time I upload this, but anyway, let's watch!
Across this vast world of different nations with different people, it is the clash of opinions which truly divides us. However, there is one universal truth, which absolutely everyone can agree on.
Giant robots are freaking awesome!
Yeah.
Like Optimus Prime, the original G1 Transformer.
And the RX-78-2, the original Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yes.
These aren't just any robots, they're the old school classics. The first of their kind, and we're in for a robo battle of East versus West.
Well, Optimus was originally a Japanese toy.
He's Wiz and I'm
Yeah,
Boomstick.
okay.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would
yes.
win a death battle.
This is a 3D battle too, so
Millions of years ago,
crossed.
on a distant planet called Cybertron, a great unrest grew between two factions of robotic beings,
Yep.
the Decepticons and the Autobots. With little warning, they found themselves entangled in civil war.
Led by that douchebag Megatron, the Decepticons started gunning down any bot they pleased for basically no reason, including some guy named Orion Pax, which will be important later. Rest in peace, Robro.
What Megatron didn't know was that this seemingly random encounter would end up reshaping the universe.
Thanks to
Yes.
a robot Gandalf, Orion Pax was rebuilt into something bigger, stronger, and way more recognizable.
The newest commander of the Autobots had risen, Optimus Prime.
The Autobots will never sacrifice freedom.
Optimus is a powerful warrior with tons of awesome robo
that's the
powers.
origin of Optimus
As a transformer, he can scan nearby objects and morph his body to resemble
Oh,
one, becoming
26
a
times.
robot in
Jeez.
disguise.
He doesn't like
His
Motley
favorite is a
Crue.
classic 1979 Kenworth K100 tractor. An oldie
9
but a goodie
million.
which sports 500 horsepower and can book it over 80
Power
miles
Master
per
Engine.
hour. He even gets a trailer which, when he doesn't need it, mysteriously disappears into thin air. No, really, where the hell does that thing go? I need to know.
More importantly, the life force of every Transformer
Yes.
resides in their spark, sort of like a soul. And Optimus is no different, except that his spark gives him a few unique abilities.
Yeah, his spark's pretty rare. Compared to other robo people, it gives him increased strength, speed, and durability. He can shoot laser
Right.
beams from his hands,
course.
fly with either a jetpack or his feet boosters, and move his limbs around while they're detached
That's
like some
like
sort of
play a big
ghost
role.
robot Rayman. Ooh!
Optimus is referred to as a 0.1%er. That is how rare a being of his caliber is.
Is that what all those people on Wall Street were protesting?
Even then, many of Optimus's abilities are further enhanced thanks to his possession of one of the most powerful artifacts in Cybertron's history, the Matrix of Leadership.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's nothing much. It's just a piece of robot god.
The Matrix is a conduit for the power of Primus, the creator of the Transformer race. With this, Optimus can heal some of his most grievous wounds.
What? Not all the time. Like, you know, when he died.
And use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour.
Well, he has an impressive arsenal to hopefully keep that particular problem from coming up again.
Yeah! Never again!
Never.
Regardless, he wields
Okay.
the Ion Blaster, a giant death cannon which Prime one-hands like a boss. This big old rifle fires bolts of energy strong enough to take down most Decepticons, and can even be fired into space from ground level.
Oh,
Even better,
jeez.
it never seems to run out of ammo. One can only dream.
Optimus Prime also carries numerous weapons composed of Energon, a raw energy force used by Transformers to power their technology and, well, themselves.
He's got a glowy Energon axe and Energon swords, perfect for slicing up robots of all sizes. And I guess they'd probably work pretty good on people too.
Fighting fire with
yeah,
fire,
pretty
Optimus
much.
Prime led the fight against the Decepticons for several millennia. Eventually, the war even found its way to our own Earth.
But we've got nothing to worry about with Optimus protecting the planet. He's tanked blasts that would tear other bots apart, like when this mega refinery exploded.
Oh.
It could be seen from outer space. He's punched the ground so hard,
Oh.
the
Are
trees
we gonna
around him
calculate that?
freaking exploded.
Child's play, Boomstick. He's strong enough to tip this large oil tanker, which, when compared to the real-life Sea-Wise giant, must weigh over 700,000 tons.
He's tossed a satellite into orbit and punched hard enough to crack Six Shot's chest plate.
Who boasted that his armor was drawn from the compacted subatomic matter of a collapsed star.
Ooh, yes.
Just to let you know, such a star would have a density of over 300 billion tons per cubic inch.
Ouch.
While great density doesn't necessarily beget great toughness, this still means Six Shot's armor was 500 billion times more dense than osmium, the most dense natural material on Earth.
You're the most dense natural material on Earth.
Hey.
Say?
And our robo-commander wrecked it. He's fast enough to catch up to this Decepticon space shuttle in just 23 seconds.
Given the size of the Earth here and the angle of ascent, we can determine he's moving around 125,000 miles per hour. He's also a talented leader, capable
Yes,
of commanding
of course.
1,000 battles at the same time via the Omniglobe.
Like Skynet, but in a giant disco ball. He's used that crazy strength of his to punch through Megatron, who once tanked an explosion big enough to knock Cybertron out of orbit. And thanks to the weird robo-magic of the Matrix, he's even defeated Unicorn,
Unicron.
who's basically a giant robot Satan who eats planets. This guy is unstoppable.
Not necessarily. Optimus is certainly powerful, but after all is said and done, he has one major weakness.
To violate that law would destroy our honor.
He's just too nice.
Yeah, he's getting
Yeah.
all about the whole honor and
So-
fair fighting thing, which kind of screwed him over more than
Scruples
once,
are for lesser
and even
beings.
gotten him killed multiple times. Plus, he killed himself once just because he accidentally broke the rules in a frickin' game. Damn.
But when his back is to the wall and all hell's breaking loose, he'll fight to the end, riding the eye of the storm.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Yes. There's that line.
In the year 2179, humanity has embraced the stars.
Well, mostly.
Right. After a somewhat united humanity expanded across the solar system, the ideologies between those on Earth and those in space began to drift apart. A new Space-noid republic,
Yep.
the Principality of Xeon, arose to challenge the Earth Federation.
Space Noid? That like the Domino's pizza mascot, but in space?
No, more like space Nazis.
Oh, well, I guess it's no surprise that they started a war by gassing a populated space colony and dropping the whole thing on the planet. Man, that's messed up. But that's just how it started. For the real
yes.
star of the show, some smart guys put their heads together and came up with the coolest thing they could think of. Giant fighting robots!
These were mobile suits, and one of Earth's nuttier engineers had developed a suit which would put all others to shame. This was
Yes.
the RX-78-2, otherwise known as the Gundam.
The Gundam, yes.
There have been lots of mobile suits named Gundam,
400
but
different
this was
Gundams.
the original
Jeez.
granddaddy of them all.
This experimental mobile suit was hidden on a remote colony. But before its maiden voyage with the equally classified white base could begin, it was caught in a surprise Xeon attack.
With just 2 Zaku suits, the space Nazis wiped out almost all of the white base's military crew. The only people left to save these secret projects were civilians, who had no idea these things even existed.
Among those who rose up was a young boy named Amuro Ray. Brilliant, albeit standoffish, Amuro was actually the son of the Gundam's chief engineer, and had already stumbled upon the
White
mech's
Devil.
coded blueprints.
So he grabbed the owner's manual, jumped in the Gundam, and flew into the fight. Damn, not too shabby for going off just the manual.
Amuro
Yeah.
quickly adapted to its complex controls thanks to its learning computer system, designed so the Gundam itself can learn its pilot's limitations and compensate.
Its body is made of a super durable Luna titanium alloy called Gundarium.
Yep.
Of course.
Yet another fictional metal that's way better than anything in real life.
You
For
kind of mentioned that with
weapons,
Epion.
It's got twin 60mm Vulcan guns for ears. It's got a shield that can block shots strong enough to take down warships, and a gravity
single
hammer,
use?
a
That doesn't
supersized
sound good.
flail that's rocket propelled. Whoever came up with that is my goddamn hero.
Yes.
Same with the guy who built the ultra
That's a-
destructive beam rifle.
That would be the ingenious Dr. Minovsky. Thanks to him, the beam rifle is a marvelous feat of weapons engineering.
Oh?
Minovsky had developed a way to miniaturize the enormous megaparticle cannons found on warships without losing any power.
The result is a Gundam-sized rifle that can take down entire fleets of ships all on its own. It's like having a pistol with all the power of 1,000 tanks.
A single shot could easily tear through a 13,000-ton Musai-class warship. Given the official stats of this ship, to tear it asunder like so would require a strike worth nearly 9,000 tons of TNT.
Sure, the beam rifle only has 16 shots, but who really cares when you just need one?
Last but not least, the Gundam carries 2
Yes.
retractable beam sabers.
Cause you can't have space battles without royalty-free lightsabers.
But all these amazing weapons would be useless without an exceptional pilot. Despite still technically being a civilian, Amuro became the main pilot for the Gundam. Turns out, his skill was mostly thanks to his previously unknown abilities. Amuro was a new type.
Like, Pokemon?
See, apparently humankind was never meant to live under gravity's pull. In space, without it literally weighing down their souls, some humans develop psychic powers.
That is the dumbest backstory
Okay.
for why someone gets powers. And we've heard a lot of them, Wiz. So what, he can like read minds or something?
Sort of. These powers and their capabilities have little definition, often differing between different people. Most new types can instantly understand each other upon contact, even drawing kinship between sworn enemies. Amuro's abilities in particular grant him something akin to precognition. He can predict exactly what will happen on the battlefield and where his enemies will be, and can
that
capitalize
where
on
the
it
Epion
if he
system-
reacts fast enough.
How could he possibly predict I'd attack from the other side?
He shot down targets too fast for the eye to see
Okay.
and navigated his friends through a collapsing fortress
So he-
with no casualties. By the end of the war, his own reflexes were pushing the limits of the Gundam itself.
A magnetic coating was added to the Gundam to compensate,
Okay.
reducing the suit's friction and increasing its speed by 27%.
Over 14 years of military service, Amuro became a legendary pilot. He even learned how to use these super fast funnel guns with his Psycho powers.
Speaking of speed, the Gundam
So
is
he can
comparable to
also
the red Zaku piloted
control
by
detached
Amuro's rival
li-
Char,
detached
which
parts.
is 3 times faster than the standard green model.
During the first large-scale battle with mobile suits, a Zaku flew through the battlefield in 7 seconds.
By comparing the 1,072-foot-long Magellan-class starships in the distance, we can tell the Zaku flew over 7 miles. This puts the standard Zaku's top speed just under Mach 5. When tripled to compare to Char, this means the Gundam can move at least 11,000 miles per hour,
Okay.
15 times the speed of sound. Highballing it with Amuro's new type
Also
powers and
compared to
magnetic
Optimus,
coating,
again-
it's possible the Gundam can move as fast as Mach 25.
That's pretty much the
Though
only
anything over
cap-
that would put it dangerously close to re-entry speeds, which its chassis cannot survive on its own.
The Gundam is strong enough to lift and throw this goofy mobile suit, and tough enough to power through a magnetic field that's 7,200 degrees Fahrenheit. It survived plenty of really big explosions, including a detonating asteroid and a nuclear blast which wrecked Amuro's home colony. I bet it could wipe out the space Nazis all on its own.
It nearly did. Amuro and his Gundam were instrumental to the war effort. It doesn't matter how much the Gundam was burned. It would always stand up, dispel the fear, and fly.
Alright. There weren't many calculations for Gundam.
All right, the combatants
This
are
makes me
set.
worried for
Let's end this
Optimus's
debate
chances.
once and for all.
But first, let me transform your eating habits.
Yeah, sorry.
I-
Okay, battle time! I'm still unsure. Even more so for Optimus. What's this? Alright.
Amuro, come in. Where are you?
I'm checking something out, Sayla. It's more than meets the eye.
Amuro.
Get your butt back to White Base. If there's trouble, we can't send backup.
Let's roll.
Are those unknown letters or I can't.
It's an enemy monster.
I told you.
Yep, okay.
That's too fast. There you are.
Oh. Amuro's starting to catch on. Oh. There goes the blast.
Vile Decepticon, I have been in battle for countless eons.
Oh, yeah, there goes the shield. He's already lost a blaster.
Not today.
Uh-oh, is this it? Oh, he's got his gun back. Uh-oh. Going down to Earth. You okay, Amuro?
Gravity.
Oh, there goes in one. And oh, this is too close to. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh, who's it gonna be? Oh, he saw that coming. Oh. Oh. Is that it?
I'm just bad.
I must stand, so you shall fall.
Uh-oh. No! There goes Amuro. Woo! Go Optimus. Jeez.
He's got the touch. He's got the power.
The Gundam was an
Yeah.
impressive machine, and Amuro was a skilled pilot, but Optimus's millions of years of battle experience completely overshadowed Amuro's 14. Also, we already know that Optimus was over 6 times faster and
yes.
9,000 times
Okay.
stronger.
Holy hell! Who knew Optimus was so freaking buff? But the Gundam held plenty of its own advantages. With Amuro's super future sense powers, he could keep up with Optimus's speed. And with the Gundam's firepower, who cares how much it could lift?
Unfortunately, the Gundam's limited ammunition
Yes.
meant this couldn't last. And even then, Optimus could certainly survive a shot from the beam rifle.
Remember that refinery explosion Optimus survived? The one you could see from outer space?
This blast left an enormous gash on the planet Cybertron. To measure the power of this explosion, we needed to compare it to the curve of the planet. Now, Cybertron's size is pretty inconsistent throughout G1 Transformers history,
Yeah.
but even when using the alternating sizes between the cartoon and the comics, the blast is far more destructive than the beam rifle in both cases.
And Optimus just walked right out of that bitch. And this isn't some weird outlier just out of the comics either. In the cartoon, Megatron survived a blast that pushed Cybertron out of orbit. And he's pretty comparable to Optimus.
To be fair, the Gundam boasted some impressive durability feats too.
Like when Amuro accidentally blew up a Zaku's nuclear reactor right in his own face. Hey, give him a break. It was his first time.
This explosion created a hole in the space colony which sucked out Amuro's father.
Whoops. On the bright side, he's gonna save some money on Father's Day gifts, right?
And with his heightened mind, we deduced the scope of the explosion.
It's over 150,000 kilotons of TNT.
Okay.
That's 10,000 times more powerful than the bomb that dropped on Hiroshima, but still nowhere close to the refinery explosion Optimus survived.
Also, the Gundam couldn't dodge Optimus's ion blaster forever. It was fast enough to strike targets in orbit from ground level. That puts its laser speed over 3 million miles per hour.
Even when he knew it was coming, Amuro couldn't react quick enough to dodge or block anything that fast. And even then, Optimus's time in the Omni-Globe proves he can think way faster than Amuro.
And just to blow your mind even more, in order to obliterate Unicron with the Matrix, the energy output must have equaled more than 40 yotatons of TNT.
Damn!
Like the Star Wars game! And you know what they say, size matters not, especially when Optimus has defeated opponents as big as Devastator.
The Gundam was a powerful mobile suit with some astonishing firepower, but was ultimately outmatched by the Autobot's strength, speed, durability, and experience.
I'd say Optimus was primed for this fight.
The winner is Optimus Prime.
There we go. Transformers finally got a
Thanks
win.
for watching, guys. If you want to see the exclusive
song will
commentary on
be
this episode,
called
click that little box over there. And if you want the battle music for yourself, click the link down below.
Wings
to
of
get it
Iron.
off mic.
Okay.
See you in the next one.
What's next? Is this... Oh, yeah. Live action? Oh. Oh, yeah. Nightwing versus Daredevil. But still, live action! Oh, that's gonna be big. And that's just episode 99. What's gonna follow that? Yeah, okay. But yeah, that had me guessing right to the end. So I couldn't get a solid guess. But ultimately, it looks like Optimus won out. There we have it. And next we'll see Nightwing versus Daredevil. I'll catch you next time then.